What a day. What a day. Some good, some bad, like any week, but what a day. Josh Allen exploding 251, 3 touchdowns. We're going to talk about him. Achaen, is he going to be okay? Early word is he'll probably be fine. This is potentially precautionary, but Achaen, ribs, we'll see. He certainly can miss a game. He certainly could. We'll have more on that next week, maybe later today, but it seems like maybe he'll be okay. We'll find out more on that. Bucky looked great, but then was potentially getting a little bit of load management as he appeared to have gotten banged up for a minute, came back in. Everything seems to be fine there. We've got a lot to go over. That ending to that game was absolutely phenomenal. The Green Bay Packers picking off Caleb in the end zone, ending that game on a final play. We're going to break it all down and more. We've got so much to cover before the kickoff of this Sunday night football game begins. The Fantasy Football Show, breaking news Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever games end, live before games begin, live at midnight Eastern every single night practically, and live whenever news breaks. Yeah, that show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
What a day. What a day. I had 3 teams in the 180s. This is a few teams on these underdog contests that are looking solid right now. Need some Mahomes action. Josh Allen completed 22 of 28 passes for 251 and 3 touchdowns in the Bills' 39-34 win over the Bengals, adding 78 yards rushing and an additional touchdown. Josh Allen is him. Josh Allen is the number 1 quarterback in 2026. Josh Allen is the only quarterback I would take, don't tell anybody, but at the 2-3 turn. Josh Allen carries you week in, week out, and Josh Allen is my bona fide early. I'm not even concerned about calling it early. I think may enter the picture. Drake may enter the picture if, let's say, they trade for an elite wide receiver and they bring in a T. Higgins level player into New England. Then Drake May's in the conversation, and it's just going to be an unbelievable Shedeur. Hats off to Shedeur. What a great day for Shedeur. What a great day for a lot of players. Achaen absolutely was a monster. We'll get into that in a second. But this man right here, Josh Allen, is a bona fide top 25 to 30 overall pick next year. And he will carry you week in and week out. And imagine if he gets a weapon in the offseason. It's going to be a fun and exciting offseason. And I'm already excited for the Pickens stuff. I'm already excited for so many different things that we can talk about here in January. In some late December will work too, but January, February, and especially March as we go through all the live breaking news shows when there's something about Pickens. Pickens isn't happy. He's going to get the tag. He gets tagged. We go live. We're going to be doing it all off season. Some people shut it down till May, April, June. Not us. We get busier in January through August, and we're as busy as anybody could possibly be during the season. Imagine if you haven't been with us for an off season. Imagine what you're about to endure. So let's talk about Josh Allen. Achaen, early word is he's probably fine. We'll have definitely more concrete information tomorrow, but right now it sounds like he's going to be fine. Achaen rushed 7 times for 92 yards and a touchdown. The way these things work, though, they look at things later, then they start seeing how he feels, and had a rib injury, walked very gingerly to the locker room. But what a day he had. 7 totes, 92 yards and a touchdown, adding 1 reception for 13 yards, 100 and a touch. Phenomenal day at the office. Of course, he would have exploded and had a bigger day had he stayed in the game. But man, what a nice little outing you got out of a guy who carried the ball 9 times. Bucky Irving, same kind of thing. 15 totes, 55 yards in the Bucs' Week 14 loss to the Saints, adding 2 receptions for 26 yards and a really nice, effective touchdown reception. But the bigger news here was that Baker was an absolute disaster in this game, and he's just not looking any better. And you got to wonder how injured he is or what in the hell is going on in his headspace. 14 of 30, 122, 1 touchdown, interception, ran well, scrambled well at times, did not throw other times, hit Puka a couple times. Puka would drop the ball. Puka got overthrown. Other times it was a disaster. Yes, Puka didn't play well. Some of you overreacting Rodgers are talking about, oh, I'm gonna cut him. He's absolutely done. He's not a good player. Like, that's a casual take. Is he in a very big slump? Absolutely. Do you need to start him next week? I'm not saying you need to. But I am saying that he is not somebody that is being written off for the future. He's an elite player, an elite prospect that is going through it right now for sure. The rookie wall is very, very thick in this case. But anybody acting like he's not an elite potential player as a rookie wide receiver is off the rocker. Baker, not a touchdown maker at the moment. That doesn't help the matters in terms of Puka's situation. So we'll have more on that as the week goes on. But let's go through some of the production and product that we have here on the field this week, number 14. And this right here, Lamar Jackson he had another touchdown that was a total score. He got robbed from. Isaiah Likely caught a second touchdown. They overturned it. Likely only ended up with the one. Jackson ended up with one less passing touchdown. It was a total touchdown. Feet were down. Football move was made. They robbed Lamar of this touchdown. But Lamar still came to play. Was shaky at first. 19 of 35. 219, one touchdown and one interception. But then also added 7 rushing attempts, 43 yards and a touchdown. He had 3 touchdowns. It was unfortunate in this game, but it was a nice bounce back performance for Jackson. He looked really, really solid in this one. Our boy JSN dropping wads again. 7 of 10, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns in this Seattle Seahawks Week 14 win over the Falcons. They are them. Darnold is maybe a pumpkin, but this team can score, can hang with anybody. The question is, will the Seahawks, they have great D, will they be able to win consecutive games when it matters most in the playoffs? I don't think they're going far, but they certainly are capable of it. And this man, JSN's the single-handed reason why they continue to steamroll teams. And yeah, we'll see what happens once they face fierce competition, consecutive games. Don't think Darnold is able to cut it. He turns into a pumpkin too quickly. I don't know what's in store for JSN if Darnold's not the guy and they decide to somehow move on. Or if they bring Darnold back, then we're in good hands with the JSN-Darnold connection. But it is something to think about in the offseason. But JSN, 92 and 2 touchdowns. What a freaking beast. Top 3 overall pick. A player we talked about all offseason long. A player we said would be top 5 to 7 at the wide receiver position. A player that a lot of you drafted because we continuously would tout this guy on this channel. He's cooking. Top 5. Top 3 to 5 overall pick. We did a Dynasty show yesterday. Make sure you're subscribed to the Dynasty channel where we went over the top, who's number 1, who's number 2, top 5, essentially top 10 overall players. We went over the wide receivers. We did it with the purpose of trying to slot George Pickens and where we have George Pickens in 2026 fantasy football Dynasty. We wanted to know where we rank Pickens. JSN, very arguable 1, 2, or 3. You could have him really anywhere. He's fantastic. It's just his situation for the future with Darnold is a little bit in flux. Now, is Milroe the guy? Maybe downstream? Maybe, but we'll see. Right now, we know what we got in fantasy football 2025. He's the best wide receiver that you could put on the field. It's going to be a fun offseason talking about JSN and where we rank him. I'll tell you that right now. This is bad news for Daniel Jones and his potential bag. Maybe he still gets it, but this is a 9-month recovery. Daniel Jones tears his Achilles tendon. Not looking good. Could be season ending, of course. I mean, he tore it. I mean, the only thing you're waiting for is a final confirmation. But this has an impact, ladies and gentlemen. This has an impact right here for this guy right here, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is still a must-start, absolute bona fide running back. One, there's no doubt about it. But he can definitely be limited in a non-Daniel Jones offense because, A, they're going to live near the red zone less. So he has to do it himself. He has to try and get his touchdowns and accumulate his touchdowns on his own. He's still outstanding. He's still a top 10 running back. But there is a chance that Jonathan Taylor doesn't score in these final 3 weeks 15, 16, and 17, the playoffs, the 3 playoff weeks. There's a chance he doesn't score as well as he could have. And then we have conversations about, well, if Daniel Jones is going to miss 9 months, what's this look like? How many games could he miss in 2026? it does put this situation in flux a little bit in terms of expecting JT, what he's done all year, to just transpose into 2026 and rinse and repeat. So there'll be a lot of offseason conversation, and how Jonathan Taylor finishes. If he is able to finish like the same monster he's been all year, even without Daniel Jones, then we'll have a little bit more security in where we place him ranking wise in 2026. But it is definitely a topic of discussion, and Daniel Jones, prayers up to him. Awful news. JD5 comes out, gets injured in this game. The Commanders had no business playing him anyway. They shouldn't have brought him back. They bring him back. He goes out, gets hit. His elbow / shoulder, same injury, or same arm that he just injured. And he's on the ground rolling around. He popped up real quickly, ran to the sideline, went into the tent, came out, didn't play again. So JD5, just a disaster of a situation. And I got to be honest, I don't know what's in store for his future. I have no idea. I don't know that I feel like he's confident. I don't think he's got the right pieces around him right now, the right coaching staff, the right play calling, the right decision makers. There's a lot of bad going on in Washington. I love Adam Peters. I don't think that's the problem at all. But Quinn, I have a beef with Quinn. I think that there's a lot of issues here that I think they may need to clean house immediately in order to not lose ground, in order to keep Jaden Daniels' confidence high, to keep him healthy. And honestly, until he bounces back, there's no ranking him in the top 5 quarterbacks. We just can't. You just can't. If he came out, we talked about this on the Patreon. Someone wrote, if he did come back this year, could you even play him? Hell no. You can't trust what's going on here. You can't trust what they're putting out on the field. So JD5 is a complete enigma walking into 2026. Will be a hot topic of conversation, whether we're ranking him even remotely close to what his ceiling value could be. It's going to be a fierce debate. Joe Burrow, 25-36, 284, 4 touchdowns, 2 INTs. He threw 2 picks at the end of the game back-to-back. One was a pick 6. Kind of Joe Burrow threw the game away, but when Joe throws the game away, he's throwing a game away that he brought them back from the dead or kept them in it to even try and have a chance to win. So, Joe's confidence is nothing, on Joe. Joe will be just fine. But you do wonder what happens with these teams that have nothing to play for if they get banged up slightly. If they get banged up slightly, and then all of a sudden, they've got a nick and a ding, and they're like, I'm going to sit out the last 2 weeks. So we just have to watch it. Listening to Smitty to tell you, how about this, Devin? We'll just kick you out of the show. So if you have a problem listening to Smitty telling you all to start Puka, you all got cooked. How about you get cooked on out of here? There you go. You want to come in and try and just act like you're the best thing in the world. You never miss anything. And I have control over what Baker's going to do. And you're going to come in here and run your mouth. You'll just be out of here. Now your favorite show's gone. That sucks for you. But you had to come in and start being an absolute unhinged commenter, trying to rile up the chat while everybody's in here having a civilized conversation. Then I'll just boot you. And then you're like, dang, I shouldn't have said anything. And you're going to act like right now, hey, I don't need... Dang it, man, my favorite show's gone. My favorite show's gone. What are you gonna now? You're gonna have to watch from another your sister's account or your girlfriend's account because now you can't even participate. But that's your fault, not my fault. That's your fault. And you think I don't read the chat? I read the chat. I'm reading the chat right now. So we'll see you later, pal. And the other thing too is some of you guys losing. Yeah, you're losing your minds about Buka. Like if you lost, it isn't because of Buka. You lost because your team didn't step up. There are a lot of people in here scoring 170, 180. There's a lot of people that scored 200 this week. There's a lot of people that absolutely smashed and crushed this week. I have teams that score 170, 180 with Buka. For every Buka you have another player that stepped up like Watson or whatever. It's asinine to me that people blame their fantasy football fortunes and misfortunes on one player. And a player that, let's see what happens if Buka bounces back. Let's see what happens then. Because you'll have him on your bench, and I don't blame you for having him on your bench, but I just can't wait to watch that complaining. Joe Burrow is obviously him. The question again, what happens if anybody gets banged up at all? We'll see. We'll see. It's always the danger you have when you're but Joe Burrow is a fighter. He's a warrior. And Joe Burrow is like, I'm I'm playing football. This is how it is. Like, he doesn't want to sit at all, but you just wonder, you concern yourself with some of these teams that are in flux right now. They're in flux. Where's the blind swordsman? The blind swordsman's here. He's always here. He's always here listening. He's always here watching. Well, he is there. He's watching in his own way. The blind swordsman is one of the most favorite viewers we have right now. His popularity is growing like the wind and spreading around like wildfire. Appreciate the blind swordsman. He usually calls in. ETN rushed 20 times for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. What do we say about ETN? What do we say about ETN? We said, look, Tootin's a sneaky play, but you can't just write ETN off. So if you had ETN, we had a few start bench questions that involved ETN, and it was like, you got to play him. You got to play him, because every time you write ETN off, he doesn't write back. He actually comes and delivers a handwritten demand that you put him back in your lineup, and then he explodes for 2 touchdowns. And we had a concussion test for Tootin. He came out, he went back in. Thank God Tootin didn't suffer concussion. But ETN keeps delivering. And while I like Tootin, he's still got a ability to win leagues if he gets in there. ETN's not relinquishing the starting job right now. 74 yards, 20 totes, 2 touchdowns, keeps delivering. He's absolutely fantastic. So keep marching him out there. Bijan Robinson, 86 yards, 20 carries, 2 catches, 8 yards. In a very, very decimated offense that doesn't get near the red zone quite as frequently. It just disables Bijan from being in the conversation of the number 1 running back right now. He is, he can be, but this is now Gibbs's time. Gibbs is the number 1 running back. And Bijan walking into next year is a notch below Gibbs and a clear notch below. I'm not saying he's outside the top 5 overall, but Gibbs is the number 1 overall pick in fantasy football 2026. Period. End of discussion. Hard tier break, not soft dotted line tier break, a hard permanent marker tier break that I'd write on my board. Put a permanent marker, write Gibbs above it, and I'll never have to write somebody above that line. That's how much Gibbs feels locked into the 1.1. And if you want to argue you're in a wide receiver heavy league and that's not how you draft, sure, whatever. But number 1 running back, no doubt. Bijan Robinson just lives in a volatile environment, unfortunately, and it sucks. It sucks. It is what it is, but it sucks. Bijan rushed for 20 times for 86 yards. Gets no touchdowns. Algiers still getting these wide open rips where the lane's completely wide open. A snail could run through. A grandma could run through this open lane. And it sucks because it enables this team to think they need to keep continuing to use Algiers in spots where they should only be using Bijan. There's a good mix for dividing things up and a good mix for spelling somebody. And you can't complain with 20 carries. Who can complain with 20 carries? But sometimes they take Bijan out at those most inopportune times where Algiers steps in, walks right into the end zone untouched, and it's Bijan's touchdown. It's just disgusting to watch. And that team is disgusting to watch. And I don't know what's in store for Penix and his future, let alone his health. And so we've got a lot to talk about with Bijan and the Falcons, and especially London walking into 2026. Shedeur Sanders, 23 of 42, 364, 3 touchdowns, 1 INT, was cooking 3 rushes for 29 yards and a 4th touchdown. Shedeur cooked. I smell meatloaf. And very, very excited about Shedeur. Now, you've got a lot of things happening here in Cleveland. You've got Deshaun Watson not coming back this year, but his window to be activated of the 21-day window that has been in motion. So he can be activated from that 21-day window. And that just means this team is very much contemplating the man they're going to pay $47 million next year, Deshaun Watson. $47 million. They're contemplating whether he is the starter for 2026. If he is, you think they might trade Shedeur. If he isn't, then they might start Shedeur. This is not the most intelligent organization in the NFL. In fact, they might be one of the least best run organizations in the NFL, because they're the kind of team that wouldn't set Shedeur free. They're the kind of team that would sit Shedeur and start Watson. and just create this big mess when they could probably get something to support this team that really is capable of winning right now. If they believe in Shedeur, then start him and then figure out something with Watson, who's probably extremely hard to trade because of his contract. But there's ways to build. There's dead cap that I think it's fully guaranteed. It's $47 million. His complete contract was fully guaranteed, but they did some restructuring, so we'd have to look at the details of the restructure. But at the end of the day, this is a team that needs to commit. They need to crap or get off the pot, and I don't know that they're going to do the right thing. I have a feeling that they're going to potentially hold Shedeur hostage, leave him where he is, and just hold him back like they've been. It's absolutely crazy. But what a day for Shedeur. Absolutely love it. Fannin, monster, 8 of 11, 114, a touchdown. Shedeur loves him. Shedeur loves Judy. The receiving options on this roster are now coming to life again. Judy, 3 of 5, 76 yards and a touchdown. Fannin, 8 of 11, 114 and a touchdown. Just magical how you get a gunslinger in there that can throw the football around, and all of a sudden you got production. Brian Thomas Jr. had a couple good catches in this game, but he's still hard to figure. 3 of 6, 87 yards. T-Law was doing pretty well, but no touchdowns for BTJ. But BTJ did look better. 4 of 5, 41 yards and a touchdown for Kincaid. That's promising for the coming weeks. He definitely has top 5-6 tight end capability. Derrick Henry did very well. 25-94, had a lot of big rips, but with no touchdowns, with only the one catch for 8 yards, it ends up being a 10-point game. And you're like, damn, Henry was ripping him off, and he walks away with 10 points. It feels defeating. And it really does come down to him needing those touchdown runs. Hopefully he has some better sledding in the end zone at least next week. Justin Jefferson, who's that? I mean, J9, as we kind of alluded to, would have a pretty decent week this week, we think, because he kind of had his back against the wall. He's not looking behind his shoulder anymore or over his shoulder, and he kind of comes in and just kind of does okay, and he did. McCarthy did pretty well. J9 did have a nice little day. Absolutely clobbered the Commanders. In fact, the Vikings, and now it's the Commanders, but the Vikings looked like a Super Bowl contender today because they're playing the Washington Commanders. Now, we know that that's living in La La Land. We know that's not real. We know that's a Spider-Verse that you're coming back from. Reality is here. But where's JJ? Where's JJ? Where's this coaching staff game planning to get JJ the football? Why is he not catching 2, 3, 4 passes a quarter at the line of scrimmage, design plays where there's no way he can't catch it? It's turn around, catch it, let him try and make his own way. 2 of 4, 11 yards when J9 has a pretty decent day, a pretty damn good day. 30-plus points this Vikings team scores at the hands of J9. And this man gets 11 yards? I don't understand what's going on. If you're not going to use him, trade him. It's crazy to me. And JJ's losing faith in this entire organization. I don't blame him. I don't care if he quits. If he quits, doesn't even jog anymore, I don't blame him a single bit. This is arguably the most gifted wide receiver in the league. People forget that. They're going to say, no, it's Jamar Chase and JSN. And it is production-wise, no doubt about it. But we forget how good JJ is. JJ probably is everyone's, if you dig back into your memory bank, probably everybody's number one most talented wide receiver in the league. But we're starting to forget it. And I understand why. Chase Brown, 12 carries, 23 yards, and a touchdown. Adding 12 receiving yards and another touchdown. Very nice day for Chase Brown on the ground. He did good work. Jamar Chase, it's crazy. Burrow has a day, a big day. Burrow scores like a monster. Burrow had, what was it again? It was 284, 4 touchdowns. And this man, Jamar Chase, has 44 yards? Like, that was insane too, but he is being doubled. They're constantly trying to shut him down. It was weather. T. Higgins was getting a lot of work. T. Higgins was doing well, and I'll talk about T in a second, but T was also dropping the hell out of the ball along the way. 5 of 8, 44 yards, nothing for Jamar Chase. It was an absolute devastating game. I do believe Chase, like he a lot of times can do, delivers in the fantasy playoffs. I think he has an explosion week 15 affair for everybody. So if you didn't lose because of it, or because of a lot of factors, hopefully you get what you paid for in Jamar Chase in week number 15, week number 16, week number 17. T. Higgins, 6 of 11. A lot of the 6 catches when he has 11 targets is a lot of it is his fault. Dropped the ball, cut more than a handful of times. 92 yards. He did catch 2 touchdowns. You got to give credit where credit's due. He is a monster, but he's got to hold on to the ball. I know it was snowing, but there's a lot of easy stuff that this guy would drop. Fantastic day. Could have been better. Could have been way better than this. 92 and 2 touchdowns when you're making mistakes all over the place is a pretty damn good day at the office. This is not a good day at the office. This is a gross misuse of talent. They don't like Judkins. I don't know what to tell you about his dynasty value. We're going to have a lot of discussion about Judkins moving forward. At some point, you can't keep buying into a player's talent because you see it. You got to recognize what the coaching staff sees. And I don't think that they see this guy as a stud. I don't know what they see when they look at Judkins, but they certainly don't feed the kid, and it's hard to trust him. Metcalf, we knew he'd have a good day. We said it all week. You start him. I know he's disappointing at times. I know the touchdowns aren't always there. 7 catches, 148, had a nice day at the office. DK. Breece Hall, 14 carries, 43 yards in a week 14 loss. He's always going to be sporadic in a very bad offense and on a bad team. I mean, he's just a disaster. Look at this right here. RJ mother-freaking Harvey. RJ Harvey was fantastic. RJ Harvey was not even fully unlocked in this game. Imagine what happens when the game script calls for even more potential room to run, because this was tough sledding for him. He did really good. This 4.4 yards per carry doesn't even do RJ Harvey justice, because Harvey was ripping off runs in the beginning of the game. And then when the going got tough, this man would literally duck his head, turn through the line. His line would give him some help. He pushed 2 or 3, 4 extra yards. Everything he did in the tough stuff that you can't really measure by a box score is going to make Sean Payton happy. His picking up of the blitz, all of that pass pro. But more importantly, this touchdown run, the 6 catches seems to always be there. 5, like you're getting 5 for 30. Like that's the feel that you have of RJ Harvey. 8 fantasy football points, PPR points in the receiving category. But this guy was out there trucking people and just moving the pile. And it was moving at little bits here and there, but a respectable effort by Harvey all game long. 75, 1 TD, 6 catches, 25 yards. This is a 20-plus day performance for the young man, and it was a fantastic day. Harvey, to the mother freaking moon, Harvey, we appreciate your service.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Wow, what a day. Like overall, very, very good day. Corum had a nice day. That sucked for the Kyron owners, but Kyron, you know, there's always going to be that rotation, but what a good day. Overall, this is a very, very good day. Some injuries started to pile up. We started to get very worried about Bucky, about Achaen. It seems like both are okay. We'll find more news on Achaen and get more news on Achaen in the coming hours, probably minutes, definitely in the coming days. And we'll go over that. But Devon Achaen probably gonna be okay, but again, this stuff, you know, they'll do x-rays and they'll do all that. I think those x-rays already came back, but we'll have an update on this. I don't have much other than there's a lot of chatter about him being, you know, looking like he could have potentially come back into the game if it was a close game, if it meant anything. But then you got to ask yourself, what's it mean to the Dolphins now anyway? What's next week mean to the Dolphins? Well, the Dolphins say, oh, we'll just put him on the bench, rest him. It's more important to keep Achaen and his future, you know, bright and healthy. And so there's no conclusions we can draw right now with Devon Achaen's situation. At least we do know that it's probably going to be very, very solid for Bucky next week. I don't see or sense anything bad with Bucky and his injury. He returned, he came back in. But yeah, there's a picture of Achaen walking very gingerly, or there's video footage of him walking, and we saw it live. If you watch all the games like we do, some people just watch the red zone, some people just box score Bobby it. But if you watch the game, you saw him gingerly walk to the locker room. So there is an issue. I know everyone's saying that it's minor, but we just got to wait it out because you don't know. Minor could mean he misses one game. So hang tight. Let's find out more information before we start celebrating that he's ready because somebody said it's okay, it's minor. It probably is. And his coach is going to be optimistic. And you're going to hear people say things like, he avoided catastrophe. He avoided a real serious injury. He's out 4 weeks. Brock Bowers was fine. Remember Brock Bowers says not a big deal. And we're, okay, Brock Bowers missed a grip of time, majority of the season. So we just gotta hang tight and see because the imaging is gonna tell us what is going on, not whether he says he feels okay or his coach says, no, he'll be okay. He'll be okay, but when will he be okay? He'll be okay, of course. So we got a lot to go over there. Hang tight on Achaen. We got Andor, a.k.a. Angel, dropping the $50 Triple H and Associates hauler for R.J. Harvey's touchdown. He said he'd drop a 50, and here he is.
Let him cook.
That is my boy. Where's this game? Is this game on Peacock? I think this game's on Peacock. I got to pull it up and make sure I'm not missing the kickoff of this game. Let's put it there. We also ordered a family pack, barbecue chicken, mashed potatoes, French fries, salad family pack from Texas Roadhouse. Roadhouse, if this meets you, finds you, we would love to do a sponsorship because we enjoyed the little family pack thing they got. I got to go pick that up real quickly after this. And watch this game on the phone. Listen/watch this game on the phone while I go grab that real quick. Eat that, scarf it down, come back for the wrap-up show for the Sunday evening show because we're live after all the games. We're live after the the Sunday morning and afternoon games, and we go live like this show you're watching right now. We go live after the Sunday evening game. We go live after the Monday game. We go live before the Monday night game. We go live after the Thursday night game. We go live before the Thursday night game. Harvey leading the HHH and Associates. Thank you, Andor, for dropping that $50 wad. You monster, you. Andor's the man. We've got Flea Nice dropping this one right here. Another 2-0 a week. Remember, we played 2 games a week. Final record 16-12. Final playoff lineup is to consider is Burrow, Chase, Devontae Adams, Hendy, Harvey, Fannin. Who do I flex? Buka, Sharps, Woody, Burden, Spears, Waller. Sharps is your safe play right now, but I still think there's consideration for Buka. Whether people want to be so upset and in their feelings about it, I get it, but he will break through the rookie wall. He's a special talent. People that say he's trash or he's overrated or he's not good, that's a reactionary Roger. And I understand right now you feel that way, but suggesting that Buka is not an elite talent is just lazy. It's a lazy take. It's a take rooted in frustration, and I understand it, but I'm certainly, it's not like your options are super glorious, bro. You know, I'm leaning Buka. I'm not hesitating. I'm not even hesitating on this question. If you had a different player that's doing well, like Michael Wilson, then you have yourself a dilemma. You don't. You start Michael Wilson until further notice, but that's what I'm saying. You don't have that dilemma. You know, so Sharps is okay, but Sharps is in no better spot consistency-wise than Buka. Is it time to panic about Buka? You've heard exactly my take on that right now, Danny. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. Look, you've got better options. You play them until Buka breaks through the wall, but he is in a rookie wall. He's not dropped off of the face of the earth. He's not bad. He's not trash. He's not. We missed on Buka. Oh my God, he is in a big, strong, thick rookie wall. And keep in mind, Jamar Chase was in a worse rookie wall, if not equal. And he popped through and had 250 and 3 touchdowns when he bounced out of his rookie wall. So just this, we see this all the time with rookies. And it's tough because you have to start them or not start them while they're in the rookie wall. And it's really tough when they don't deliver and you keep starting them. You start to second guess everything. But anybody that says Buka is trash, it's a lazy take rooted in emotion. And you got to give them a pass on it because they're upset. So, you know, but I dropped 195. Lineup was Lamar, Gibbs, Chase Brown, Nacua, Michael Wilson, Warren, Harvey, Ramsey. Nice job. See, it's funny because there's a lot of Debbie Downers that come into the live chat and are like, we had a bad week. We didn't have a bad week. You might have had a bad week, but we didn't have a bad week.
I know what you're talking about.
I mean, you might have the wrong, negative Noah might have the wrong accumulation of players, but don't be trying to transpose your disappointment and failure on the rest of the chat. The chat's cooking.
I smell meatloaf.
I mean, this is a big week. This is a really big week. Lineup was Lamar. Nice job, bro. Fantastic job. Daniel with the super chat. Daniel says, Bijan, Adams, Buka got me a combined 15 points. See, that's the combination that's a killer, you know. I'm cooked already, looking forward to 2026. Daniel, it happens, bro. And the thing is, nobody does content like this channel, in my humble opinion, and I think in the humble opinions of a lot of others watching right now. And I think you've been here for the off season, but we start now. We don't even start like January. We start now, but it is going to be the most enjoyable time of your life if you've never enjoyed an off season with this channel, because we don't take a break. In fact, we just put the pedal to the metal starting really even before January, but January 1, the pedal to the metal on 2026, while these other people take off 3-4 months. We don't take off anything. This is like air, breathing air. And we're going to attack things from the jump. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you. Michael Wilson, keeping you alive in your 14-man league. He keeps doing it, bro. He needs to be started on lock no matter what until further notice. Brissett loves him. He just feeds him. Brissett, it's like if Winston ever started, Wan'Dell's a lock. And if Brissett starts, Wilson's a lock. Woody, Marks, or Vidal, probably Woody, Marks. But, bro, that's such a tough call because, you know, Woody's probably in a better position for carries, but that's what we think. It could definitely play out differently. Hampton could be out there and kind of get banged up, or they could be doing some sort of load management this week. Hard to know. I'd probably go Woody. 164, round 1 seed. Thanks, but quorum equals a lap. But quorum equals a lap. I don't know what that means in reference to your announcement here. I'm not sure if you're saying quorum got you there and you're saying lap because of Kyron. I'm not sure what you mean, but thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you. This one here, Game, appreciate you, Game Breaker. Game Breaker says seed 1 through 3, all in 12 money league. Smitty, thanks, bro. Appreciate you, bro. This man's got 1 through 3 in all 12 of his money leagues. He's in first, second, or third. That's fantastic, bro. That's unbelievable. $20 hauler from Jason. Jason, alert. Doing it live.
Super chat alert.
Jason, yeah, go ahead and sit. Anybody out there that's so down on Kyron, go ahead and sit him. Go ahead. I'm not saying you shouldn't start both of them though. You know, they're running well, but 9-4 have Nico left. Need 20. Am I cooked, or can I cook against KC? Nico can get you 20. I mean, 20 is, let's say he gets 8 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown. You know, there it is. You know, you just need 20 points. We can deliver that. I think that's, you could get 100 yards, 6 catches, and a touchdown, bro. That's so easy to do for Nico. I think that's fine. If you're in half PPR or non-PPR, it becomes a taller order, but still doable. But in full PPR, that is not a crazy stat line for Nico. He's been kind of doing it. Now, to do it without touchdowns, though, I mean, you're talking about like 8 catches, 100 yards, then you're falling short. You know, 11 catches for 100 yards. Okay. You know, that's kind of what you need. Love you, Smitty, but your Hawks Darnold take is lazy. You aren't watching. Starting next year, 100%. One bad game this year. Are you talking about Darnold? And the number 1 DVOA defense and top 10 offense will go deep, if not winning at all, says Hawks from Seattle. Thanks, man. I appreciate. I'll look into it, Hawks. I'll look into what I got wrong. Thanks, guy. Appreciate your super chat. Hey, Miss Smitty, cancel the meatloaf. Put the rack on hold, on warm medium. I've got some research to do. Because Seattle Hawks guy says I don't watch football, so I got to actually watch the games back. Thanks, Miss Smitty. We'll meatloaf later. 10 points from Rice and Ladd, and I'm in Smitty. Thank you. Appreciate you. 10 points from Rice and Ladd. I think you got this. I'd rather be you than him. I'll tell you that. And then, yeah, Hawks told us, Smitty, you're wrong. You're wrong, pal. Ignore my name. Seattle Hawks, ignore it. This is an unbiased take. Miss Smitty, I said get the meatloaf on the burner, keep it warm. It's going to be a late night. I should have did my research before I took that super chat. Take your criticism like a man. Smitty, did you watch the Hawks? I would take the criticism like a man if it was criticism and not a biased, oblivious take. Read the chat. read the room, my guy. When you decide to give me honest criticism, maybe I'll look at it. I'll look into it. But I think you need to read the room, my guy. I think you need to read the room. Darnold is a pumpkin. And while I like Darnold, and he does deliver for JSN, and I don't know if you get the earwax out of your ear, I said if he returns, we like that for JSN because it's working. Absolutely working. But if you think Darnold is like a playoff monster, bro, read the room. read the room. Because if I'm off my rocker and I'm being lazy, the entire chat is being lazy. Want to say thanks. Been watching all season long, and you've helped me pick up players that gave me a boom week like Hendy, Harvey, Rico. I'm in third. Hopefully Rico, who I believe might be the only 5 now. I hate saying that, guys, but Rico might be the only 5. I don't know. We'll have to see. Then dispute it instead of just thinking I'm biased. I gave you facts, bro. Talk to him. I don't have time to. What's he even arguing? Does anybody even know what he's trying to say? What's he trying to say? What are you trying to say? That Darnold's what? That he's legit? That this is a what am I wrong about? My opinion? My opinion is Darnold's a pumpkin that can sometimes play like a jack-o'-lantern, but he's a pumpkin, bro. He'll turn into a pumpkin eventually. He'll fail you in the play. What do you think you've got on me right now? I don't understand why you even think you're right about anything you're saying. We're talking about predicting what team might advance, and you're saying I'm wrong, I'm lazy, I don't watch football. Bro, I watch more football than you consume in a year in one weekend. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself, bro. Stop. I want to say thanks. Been watching. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Rico to the moon, bro. Some people, bro. I don't know what he thinks he's doing. Did you watch the Hawks? It's like talking to my mom, bro. Did you read what he just wrote? Did you watch the Hawks? You just asked me that. You asked me that 3 times. Not to mention Hawks from Seattle. Do you realize this is my job? This is my job. Did I watch the Hawks? I did. How many? Do you want to ask me again? Did you watch the Hawks? Did you even watch? No, bro. I pull up the games after, and I just look at the box scores. That's how I've gotten this far for this long, bro. I don't even watch the game. I'm cool with Buka. Baker misses him a bunch. there's a lot to unpack with the Buka thing. Lots of hospital balls for 8 weeks. By the way, ended 16-10, was 6-10, won 10 of 12, close season with your guidance. Play nice. Let's attack 2026 in January. Get you ready for the ball, Cinderella. And if we can get Hawks' advice, maybe we can get you drafting Darnold in early rounds. 2026. Oh my God. Did you watch the Hawks? Hey, Play Nice, did you watch the Hawks? All right. Want to say thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. And then this last super chat here, this game is about to kick off. This food's going to be ready in about 30 minutes. I can't wait. I'm so hungry. I'll put it on my Instagram too. If anybody wants to know what the family pack, it's $39.99, about $45 after tax and everything. If anybody wants to know what the Texas Roadhouse family pack, barbecue, chicken, there's like 7 of them or something, 8 of them. And then a big family salad, French fries, big mashed potatoes, loaded mashed potatoes. If anybody wants to know what that looks like, I'll have it on my Instagram stories. What are you saying? No one even knows what you're trying to argue with me about, though, bro. What are you trying to argue? Here, I'm going to put your one last thing up and give you airtime one more time. If you don't want to have a reasoned argument, all good. I didn't say draft Darnold. I'm talking about the playoffs. No one knows what you're trying to. No one's sitting here going, he didn't answer Hawks from Seattle. Smitty's avoiding it. Avoiding what? Avoiding what? What am I avoiding? No one knows what you're talking about. You're mad because I don't think the Hawks are advancing deep into the playoffs. You're mad because I said that this is a good team. This is a great defense. JSN's amazing. Well coached. Darnold's going to make mistakes and throw it away. They probably won't go deep. They probably won't win 3 consecutive games at any one time against fierce competition. And I don't know what you want. What are you expecting me to say? Because we disagree. You're from Seattle, bro. Your name's Hawks from Seattle. I don't agree with you, so I'm wrong. What are you talking about? Nobody knows what you're saying. Nobody, not one person in here is going, Smitty's avoiding you. Raise your hand in the chat if you think I'm avoiding Hawks. Put a thumb down emoji or something if you don't understand what in the hell he's even trying to say. I mean, I don't know what in the hell he's trying to say. Okay, Aaron, appreciate you. I'm projected 129, opponent projected 109. Hampton IR. I'd have to drop Vidal to start him, or I can just go Marks and not drop Vidal. I don't see any thumbs up, bro. I got bad news for you. I see a bunch of laughing emojis, a bunch of eggplant emojis, a bunch of stop emojis, a bunch of hand in the face emojis. I don't see any thumbs up emojis. I have a feeling that you don't know what's going on. I mean, what did he want? What did he expect me to say? Yeah, bro. You're right. You're right. After further review from your super chat, or you want me to like the Hawks, after further review of the evidence that you compiled in a single chat message that didn't provide any evidence at all, that evidence has maybe determined that Darnold actually will succeed and beat some of the best teams in the league, some of the best defenses in the league, and march through a bracket and win on his own shoulders, at his own. Oh. He wants me to say Seahawks are Super Bowl champions, I guess. He thinks I'm really avoiding him. What am I avoiding? I'm projected 129, opponent projected 109, Hampton and IR. Guys, do we feel like Hampton is going to close this? Like, what are we doing here? Does he drop Vidal or does he start Woody Marks? Can you guys please vote Woody Marks or Vidal? Woody Marks or Hampton. If he goes Hampton, he's got to cut Vidal. Can I get a vote in the chat, please? Smitty, have you seen the Hawks? Have you even watched them? Hampton, Woody. So you guys are cutting Vidal. If you start Hampton, you got to cut Vidal. That's his option. Woody, keep Vidal. Woody. Hampton. Woody's a tough to trust. If you go Hampton, don't cut Vidal. He has to. That's his dilemma. He has to cut Vidal if he starts Hampton. Probably because he doesn't have anybody else that hasn't played that he can cut. I don't know. Bro, have you tried cutting like a kicker or something that's already played? Because I don't know if you know, some of you don't even know this, but in some of your leagues, depending on the settings, you can actually cut players that have played, like Vidal, or I'm sorry, like your kicker or your defense. You can cut them and then rise Hampton up without touching any of your lineup, and they still remain in your lineup. So I don't know if you can try that. It might say you can't cut this player's game is in progress or whatever, but in some formats you can do that. Yeah, you're not cutting Woody. I guess they start. I'd try and do that. See if there's. Well, that's the problem, Travis. He probably has had all of his bench players play. But try cutting a player first. You might not know you can do it in your league. And you can cut like your kicker or something. I guess I would say if this game is important to you, you got to try and win it. If it's not that big of a deal, if maybe seeding's involved, but you're still in the playoffs, I don't know that I'm cutting it all. I think I might trust Woody in that scenario. So let that be your guide. If you are literally going to lose and not make the playoffs, I probably would go Hampton. But Scam Darnold says, Jungle. Darnold really is, he is a scam fantasy production-wise for sure. But it works for JSN. So like we love Scam Darnold, but he is certainly a scam in terms of being an elite quarterback. There's no elite quarterback there. He's not an elite quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback at all. But he can produce, he can do well. And he is a guy that produces with a good system, and he's in a good system. And there's times where he'll look good. It feels a lot like Penix Jr. He'd have big games, then he wouldn't. Then he'd have big games, then he wouldn't. Sam Darnold has big games, and then he doesn't. And, he's just, like Travis said, he's good, but he's not great. He's not a great quarterback. He's good. He's a good quarterback. And he's going to have some ups and downs for sure. But he's not a great. He's by far away from a great quarterback. I don't care what Hawks has to say about it. Like he's not a great quarterback. Hawks, do you think he's a great quarterback? Let's hear Travis's take. You don't like my answer, so you want to just hear Travis's take. Have you heard of the fraud algorithmic data that came out on Darnold the other day though? It's the algorithmic to the seventh power arithmetic data conjunction. And if you're not going to respond to that, are you going to respond to it? Like, bro, no one knows what you're even saying. Like I said, Darnold is good. He can deliver production. He can march his team down the field, win games, but can he do it consecutively? No. And you have a problem with that. And for some reason, you think I'm wrong because that's how I feel. And that I must not watch the Hawks. All right, I got to go. Appreciate you all. Game just kicked off. Chiefs returning this ball down to about the 34-yard line. Yeah, he's good. He doesn't. No one said Darnold sucks, but he is somewhat of a fraudulent quarterback in some ways that he will produce well. he will make JSN a monster, and we love that about him. And that's, I don't know if Hawks even heard a word I said when he heard that they're not going to the Super Bowl. All he heard was that, but he didn't hear me say I want Darnold to stay, because what's going on between him and JSN's magic. Mahomes handing that football off. It'll be second and about 7 or 8. Yeah, the other thing too that he's not thinking about, Hawks, unfortunately, he's not going to see it straight. His name is Seattle Hawks or whatever. Like he's definitely, that's his team. But what he won't see or understand is that this is a big we got a player down. Last thing we need is offensive lineman down, damn it. It's Morris. Mahomes is down there praying. You know that's not a good sign that Morris is popping up and playing anytime in the next few minutes. See, unfortunately, Seattle Hawks, I watched the game, so I have to go through this kind of turmoil. It's unfortunate. Maybe if I just box score Bobby it, I'll be okay. Darnold equals Hasselbeck. That's a pretty good comparison, actually. Met Darnold and Josh Allen at the Masters playing beer pong. My bro and I hit 2 in the same cup. On Darnold, game over. But he tried to change the rules. I drilled the winner, and Josh Allen beat us. Darnold's still a fraud. Flea Nice dropping the insider information. What do you think about that, Hawks? Huh? Darnold cheating at beer pong? What do you think of that? How are you going to cheat at pong, bro? How are you going to be an honest quarterback cheating at pong? Unbelievable. I don't believe a word Darnold says now. Can't trust a man playing pong? Rule changer? Have you heard about the RC data? The rule changing data? Yeah, the RC algorithmic quantifiable data. You don't seem to want to talk about that. bro cheating at pong. What are we doing? All right, 2nd and 7. I'm gonna wait for this one play here, and then we'll cut the stream, and then I gotta go pick up that food. That food's gonna be ready to go. Ready to go. Did I watch the Pong matchup? I didn't. I'll admit I was box score Bobbying the Pong matchup. I was not there. Cheating at beer pong. What's he doing, bro? I don't trust Darnold as far as I can throw him now. Hawks, why you keep asking the same question over and over and over again, bro? Why do you keep asking this question over and over? Why can't you just move on? What are you talking about, bro? Why do you keep asking the same question over and over? What don't you like about my answer? I'm done with the Hawks guy. I can't take anymore. All right, guys, Mahomes is and the Chiefs are punting. I'm moving on. I'm gonna end the stream so that we can see some glory hit the field in a second, and that usually is how it goes. We cut the stream off. Boom, boom. Later. I've answered every question you've asked me, bro. I don't know what you're... Hawks, no one agrees. No one agrees. No one agrees. No one thinks I've avoided anything you've said. If anything, I've given you way too much airtime on a ridiculous, lazy topic. All right, I'll see you all later. Appreciate you. Deuce. I'm live after the game. See you after.